When I founded Holler, it was with a very simple mission: 3 words: enrich conversations everywhere.
We started Sealed because buildings make up 20% of greenhouse gas emissions in the US. There's already hardware that exists to solve the problem. It's just too difficult and too expensive.
Our company's called Block Power. We're a climate tech company. We build software to analyze what's going on inside buildings and the physics of how they waste fossil fuel energy.
I started Andy because I just think swimwear shopping sucks. The product that you're looking for, or going into a small fitting room, and I just felt like there had to be a better way.
Around the world, there are over 580 million entrepreneurs, most of them in the United States. According to the 2019 Annual Business Survey, just over 18% of all U.S. businesses were minority-owned, and nearly 20% women-owned. Today, there are now more than 4 million minority-owned companies in the country, annual sales totaling almost $700 billion. Yet, despite this growth, there is still a disparity when it comes to accessing money and opportunity. One new New York City fund hopes to fix that, changing the face of venture capital.
We were looking at a venture capital and innovation world that was lacking in a lot of ways. The incentive structures seemed not well aligned between founders and investors, and there was a huge absence of focus on things like impact and diversity to find founders that are able to see things and see solutions in the communities that they've been part of.
I grew up on Decatur Street at Lewis and Stuyvesant. You know, boys and girls.
I sat down with 4 business leaders from the portfolio, serving entirely underrepresented founders. While not everyone's journey is exactly the same, they all experienced similar challenges.
Everything about being a Black person in America or a woman, early stage investing is more art than science. When you're sitting on the other side of the table, Oliver, you got to look at an entrepreneur and just kind of believe that they're going to turn this dream into a reality. It's risky for the investors, and it's hard for people to kind of cross that like cultural or gender or racial chasm or divide.
The hardest part of being an entrepreneur is that you're trying to do something that hasn't been done before. You have to make a lot of personal sacrifices. Not making a lot of money for a long time, making a lot of personal sacrifices with your time. You know, I just had a baby. I was fundraising while 9 months pregnant, closed our Series B with, with like a 2 or 3 week old baby. And you have to have serious conviction about what you're doing and that it needs to be done by you in order to make those sacrifices.
What life lessons have you learned from this?
One of the things that I've learned is, as an entrepreneur, you can have your best day and your worst day in the same day. It's like this roller coaster. A lot of people think that entrepreneurship is a straight line, right? What's more like this? I've learned an ability to weather chaos more effectively.
Putting all the practical lessons aside, I'm leading a company that's 25 employees. I have a ton of agency partners, and just becoming a sort of more of a people person, extract things from people, or you inspire something in people. That's been a really valuable lesson that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. Hopefully it's made me a better person.
Through working with CityRock, these founders are excited for next steps, continuing to make a difference in their communities. And for those aspiring entrepreneurs, here's some key advice.
Go for it if you have conviction.
Like, work with people that I care about.
Perfect is the enemy of good.
Don't fixate yourself on the end, fixate yourself on the journey.
From NBC New York, I'm Linda Gaudino.